my YouTubers. Hello YouTubers. Hello subscribers. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Mine's going. I have that teeth issue and here we are. So I had to find me a new room to come to. Little bit is looking for me, and I really wanted to discuss this with you guys because it's shocking to me. It's shocking to me. It's shocking to me that Meghan would be this person. Like, it's just, I'm like, oh my God. Let's dig in, because I got to talk to a few of you. Like, I went online and I wanted to read your comments, and some of you posted some things, and I'm going to read something that Jay said. I do want to give a shout out to Redbird. She's a very sweet, sweet person, and I love her comments. I love all of your guys' comments. I love them all. I wish I could just print out your names and then just tell everyone that you guys are just awesome because you support me. And I wasn't going to do any more kisses until I get my nails done. And the 3D stickers that I got for my nails suck. So I'm going to go on Amazon and order some more and then get my tiara. I don't know what my tiara is going to look like, but it's going to be on. Okay. Meghan Markle. Let's repeat. So Meghan, People magazine comes out and tell us today that Meghan wrote a letter to King Charles right after the Oprah Show. Okay? And so when I heard that, I said, okay, let's keep reading. Then I read that Meghan was telling him, explaining to Charles about unconscious bias, and then explaining to him about the racism. Come to find out, it was a misunderstanding. Usually a misunderstanding is corrected immediately. For years, Meghan has had this claim of the royal family being racist and picked up an award for it. There's something wrong with that to me because she's lying. She's not for reconciliation. She's not to have a family with it. She's not trying to be a part of the royal family. She's just trying to see what she can get from the royal family. And see, when I talk about this, I have to, I'm very careful when I say, unless I know what I'm talking about. And sometimes, I could, whatever. My point is that I've never said that about her. At least I don't think I have. But the sinister of it all, listen to this. If you were going to reconcile, let's take it here. If you were going to reconcile with your in-laws, then why would you go on the Oprah Show and discuss it? And why would Harry tell us that this is the only way that this is the only way Meghan and him can resolve their issues with their family is by putting their business out on the street? No, that's the only way you can blackmail them, Harry. Blackmail them. I believe the Queen told Meghan, you're either in or you're out. And if you leave, you won't get the security, you won't get the benefits, you won't get the titles. Everything is on the line for you. Meghan jumped on Oprah Show to tell on the royal family so that we could be all mean be like, oh my God, the royal family is racist. Why would they treat her that way? And so then we'll be coming to her rescue and saying, poor little old Meghan. And that dang on royal family. Oprah knew this too. And I just don't know why Oprah would put her career against to allow this woman to destroy it pretty much. Because a lot of people, I never thought that people would not like Oprah, but it's on. And Tyler Perry. They're supposed to be the saints of the United States, the saints of Hollywood, the saints. The Tyler Perry gets everybody a job, and Oprah lets them come on their show and talk about people. Oprah's a sad person. Come to find out, it's all about Oprah. All about her bombshell moment, all about that interview, wasn't it, Oprah? You had to get that interview, and then come to find out your girl's been lying. There was never going to be any reconciliation with the royal family. If there was, then why didn't she send that? Why didn't she have these discussions with Charles and the family before she left, running from the UK? If you're going to resolve an issue, then you sit down and you discuss it, and then you figure out how you can come to some type of a conclusion. You don't gather up dirt to make money for yourself and then lie on the royal family, and now it was a mistake. It wasn't even a mistake. She states that it was, was it a misunderstanding, or, it was a misunderstanding, and they're working everything out. No, she wants us to believe, because she's not going to the coronation, that everything is going well over there in Montecito in the royal, over there with the royals. And it's getting better because Meghan's in conversation with the king. Shut up, people. Magazine. Shut up. You want the exclusive. You want to be able to spread it. You want people to pick up your magazine. I get that. But the lies are just real. And then People Magazine goes in and says, oh, we reached out for comment from Meghan's spokesperson that hasn't said anything. What the hell would she have to say? My first thought was, oh, you can have this conversation with King Charles and Elizabeth before she passed away to reconcile this. No, you told Oprah that the family was racist during Elizabeth's last days, and while Harry's grandfather was sick, was dying. And she knew that when she sat there on that show. She knew she had wrote to King Charles and discussed the racism claim, but went ahead with Netflix anyway. Went ahead with Spare anyway. And if it was at that time considered a situation where Meghan and the king had come to a conclusion that it wasn't racism and it was a misunderstanding, then why the hell didn't Meghan come out and say it? Why does she still have her Sussex squad believing that the royal family is racist and threw her to the wolves? For years, like Piers Morgan said, she had this lie going. He lost his job. She doesn't care. She wanted an apology from Piers Morgan. Thank you. One of you guys, DJ, I believe, told me that. She wanted an apology. What do you want an apology for now? Because now you're saying that the racism was a oopsie daisy and a misunderstanding. Because that was the bombshell. That was the thing that made you and Harry run, was the racism, wasn't it? You were running from the press? Because you can't run from them. They're everywhere. Reconciliation, forgiveness. There's no forgiveness. There's no reconciliation. If there was, then why didn't they have these conversations before she went on the Oprah Show and the Netflix show and da-da-da-da? No, her intentions was to destroy the royal family. Her intentions was never to have this beautiful relationship with Harry's father because she was getting the hell out of there. Jay tells us, no, it gets worse, Letitia. This so-called conversation to Harry took place before. It took place before he got married to Meghan. Now, I was told before you get married, you should have like marriage counseling. And I did go through that with one of my relationships. It didn't work out. If she knew that she was having problems with racism before she got married, or thought that it was going to be an issue, and raised concerns before she got married, then why the hell did she marry Harry anyway, knowing that there were issues? And why you didn't resolve them before you went on the Oprah Show? No, you were adding that to your collective list so that you could talk about the royal family, and so you could run over here to the United States and say that they ran you off so that you could do all your TIG, memoirs, Netflix, and spareness. And the only reason why we're hearing about this is because Meghan's finna bust out with something new, like the TIG or the podcast or something. She's getting ready to make her new debut. And not only is she going to make her new debut, but she's trying to clear up some of the chit-chat. If you knew that they had this conversation before, then why didn't you have a conversation with them before you married Harry, before you accused them, before? No, that goes to tell me how sinister she is and how she was collecting stuff, like the courtier said, to be nasty to the royal family. He goes on to say, this so-called conversation, according to Harry, took place before he got married to Meghan, which means she wasn't pregnant and Archie wasn't even a twinkle in Harry's eye. Who's to say that they were going to even have kids? That conversation that they had with Harry about what the baby would look like had nothing to do with his skin color. And Meghan took that conversation and twisted, like she does every other conversations. After she write this letter to King Charles and tells him she understands it wasn't racism, she has her mom on Netflix talking about pure racism. Just pure racism. Shut up, Doria. Now you're a liar. Because Meghan said it wasn't. According to the new news, allegedly. I believe it. I believe all of this. I believe this is Meghan. And it's so disgusting, isn't it? Jay goes on to say, I like when he says, even before Archie's a twinkle in Harry's eyes. There was no conversation about what Archie would look like, but one about what kids would look like if H married her. In other words, the kids, if they're kids, if they got married, if it happened. If. She took if and went on Oprah and created a war. A war. Because nobody was talking about the color of Archie's skin, because Archie wasn't even a twinkle in Harry's eye. There was no conversations about what Archie would look like, but one about what kids would look like if H married her. I took a picture of myself and Eric. They got this, they have this app where you can see what your kid looks like before they got here. I went on there and did that. Don't look nothing like those pictures, by the way. No, everybody's curious. Everybody wants to know. And she knows that. But she uses it. She used the race card. Meghan does not know anything about being black and being discriminated against. And the lie she said that now she knows how it feels, that's a lie. Because you don't know what nothing feels like because you got it from a third person. Harry tells you, ding dong, that everybody is curious about what our babies would look like. She took it and made it spend it and made it a racist card. He goes on to say, he says, a conversation which Harry started. He started the conversation, but he was starting the conversation because they were talking about the hair color. What do you call those people that lie and nymphomaniacs? She's just a big fat liar. And now she's trying to fix her lies. But you can't fix them because that one runs too deep. Because you've had plenty of time to fix that nasty claim about the racism. But you didn't. She didn't. She didn't backtrack it. They haven't discussed it. They've just been throwing little, oh, Harry says the family isn't racist. Meghan's never said that. The hell? If she didn't say it, then why is people talking about it? Magazine, that is. Thomas Markle warns the family. He says that Meghan is just became an actress, and she is not the person you want to marry, Harry. She's manipulative. She's conceited. She's self-centered. It's all about her. She will make your life and the royal family's hell. Hell. He warns them. I get that they don't take it because they think, oh, maybe he's jealous and all this other stuff. But everybody warned Harry. And for her brother, which he knows very well, knows her very well, because he breaks it down to us who she is. And it explains just who we think she is. A narcissist, a liar, a manipulator. She manipulated Harry, and then Harry was trying to manipulate the family. And Elizabeth said, no, that ain't going down here. Ain't nobody racist over here. Get out of here with that. Her brother says that she will make your life hell. Is Harry life hell? The royal family isn't. They're moving on. They're hurt. But like someone said, they're not. They're moving on without Harry. And Harry knows that. And I think he's scared. And he knows he's better get back over there. Because Meghan's not going to let him come over here and see his family. And he's too scared to leave her. This thing has been missing in action since the Oprah, since all her debacles. She doesn't support Harry. She doesn't support Harry's father. She doesn't support her kids. She only supports herself. Meghan is not going to the coronation because she did not get on the balcony. She tried to blackmail the family by using the race card. And when they said no, then there it is. And like YouTubers, one of my subscribers said, here's Judas asking Jesus for an apology. I'll say that again, because that's my title. How Meghan becomes, is it Judith? Is Judge? It's the guy that betrayed God, betrayed Jesus. And then he goes back and he tells Jesus, now I want an apology for portraying you. This girl is sick. And I think it's disturbing that she had this whole story planned, and it's cracking. It's cracking. She writes Charles a letter stating she understands that he's not racist. And for years, she continues that and gets an award. Then she has other people talking about racism. She starts talking about Mexit and Brexit and colonialism and trying to refer to that as some part of relating to her. You have nothing to do with what happened back in the day. And Charles doesn't owe you an apology for it, white girl. I'm calling Meghan a white girl because she doesn't identify herself as a black person. But then she wants to pretend like she knows everything there is to know about racism. You do not know how it feels to be turned down by a job or being called the N-words a lot. I can tell you, it doesn't feel good. But when you lie about someone that's doing it, it has to be worse. Meghan, the white girl, is running around saying that they discriminated against her when she's not even pretending to be black. She used the race card for her own gain. Then she gets people to rally with her, like Boozy with his non-self, and people like Doria and people that are friends with her and on there like Tyler Perry talking about how they hate the royal family because of Meghan. And so Meghan makes it seem like they're the worst family in the world because they called her baby racist that didn't exist at the time. And now all this talk about reconciliation and Charles having a relationship with the kids. Shut up, Meghan. Charles is not going to have a relationship with those kids because you are a sinister person that only thinks about yourself. At no time did you think that it was a good idea to make a statement stating that you misspoke and that after speaking to Charles that the royal family isn't racist. But instead, you and Harry look like two idiots in New York picking up an award. It was so stupid. I'm going to call this one the betrayal of it all. I think it's just such a big betrayal by her to say that they're racist, then come out 2 years later and saying, oh, no, they're not. And then goes on to say that, on the docuseries, on Spare, everywhere she was doing it. Meghan failed to be a princess. She knew before she married Harry that that conversation went down. And if she knew that conversation went down and it was just going to cause her all this grief, then why the hell did she marry Harry knowing that? If they were such a horrible family, I wouldn't have married into a family that mistreated me. No, there's no way. When I married my husband, I wanted to meet his mom and dad and see how we were going to get along. Because there's no sense of marrying into the family if you're not getting involved with the in-laws and you're fighting all the time. But it's not that there were not that it was not that the in-laws were ever the problem. It was Meghan, like Thomas Markle said. She's self-centered, and it shows. She's self-centered. She's all about herself. Meghan ghosted her family after she became this star on Suits to reinvent herself as if she didn't have a family that was classless. You're the classless. Listen, love you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.